This has been one of my toughest weeks of running, um, completely due to external factors which, you know, have been impacting my life in general. So I've been on long-term medication, a medication called quetiapine. It's technically an antipsychotic, but I use it for as a treatment for inability to sleep and depression. I've been on it for nearly 9 years now, basically. And this week I decided to stop. And so I've been reducing the dose slowly. And this week was the first week off them, or the first days off them. It's not even been a week. And it's been extremely challenging. And I knew this was going to happen, sort of. You always think you're invincible, don't you? You think other people have withdrawals, side effects, won't happen to me. But of course, I was wrong. And it sort of impacted each day differently. But given that I run every day, it's going to impact each run differently, and has done. Just to give you a background into how I've been feeling. So the reason that I decided to come off them was that, yeah, life's been going amazing and I've been feeling good, to the point where I'd say my last depressive thought or even negative thought was probably about 3 years ago, if not longer. And my sleep has been fine. So I thought I'm feeling great physically, great mentally. Like most people have bad thoughts or, just those little niggles as part of life. And I haven't even had those really. So I thought everything is going well. So this is the best time to do it. And so, yeah, that's why I did. But just to give you these medications, have an impact, and so withdrawal was going to happen. But to give you just some of the examples of how I've been feeling, I've completely lost my appetite. I enjoy food, and I know its importance in fueling when you're running every day, but just can't eat. Nausea, I literally think I'm going to throw up all the time. Dizziness, just sort of standing up, feels like I'm going to fall over. Feeling extremely hot, like it has been really warm the last few days, and it just feels like even more heat on top of that. Feeling tired, but still not being able to sleep. Itchiness, like it's so weird. I feel like I'm itching all over my body, but not just externally on the inside, and you can't itch it. It's quite uncomfortable, and that's just some of it. So yeah, of course it was going to impact my running, but the advice that I had was doing aerobic work would help, and I was like, it's great, I run all the time, that's good aerobic work, but that just doesn't seem to have materialized. So yeah, that's the context of this week's running.
Coming up. It's okay, we're ready now. Back off. Up. Round to the right slightly and we're going uphill. Uphill. A bit more effort. Uphill. Okay, and then we're going sharp left, 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 left. And then it's easing us out onto rough pavement. Okay.
So Monday, I was supposed to do an easy run. I wasn't sure quite on the distance, but I'd given myself between 10 and 14k depending on how I was feeling. Ended up doing about 13 and a half and joined the club run, ran to club run, did the club run, and then drove back. And it was just, I thought, I'm not feeling great given the withdrawals. It'll be nice to run with other people as well as my guide. Pete was guiding, and just go out and socialise a bit. That tends to make you always feel better. And it's funny how well you get to know your body when you run, and like what easy running feels like, what a tempo effort feels like, what going all out feels like. And we were running at easy paces, but my body just did not feel right. It was a struggle putting one foot in front of the other. I even had to stop and walk at times, and that's just like, it's completely okay to walk on runs and it doesn't really add or take away from fitness, but normally I know I can run 10, 15, 16, I can do a marathon. I have done a marathon without walking, so it's like I know I have that ability to do so. But on an easy 13k run, with walks in between, my mouth felt dry. I just felt ill. I hadn't eaten all day or the day before or slept well given the withdrawals, so that made sense, but it was just such a struggle. And I think, again, the theme of this week, other than withdrawals, is how thankful I am that I do have the ability to move and run. Given how difficult it's felt this week, it's really made me appreciate it a lot more. And I think that is important.
Slightly. Okay. Now into the mud, or the wooded bit. Nice underfoot. Not too bad. There's not many tree roots here. It's quite good.
Tuesday, as always, is a speed session / tempo session, and so this week it was 2 kilometers at half marathon pace, 1 kilometer recovery, 1 kilometer at 10k pace, half a kilometer recovery, half k at 5k pace, half k recovery, and then some sprints at the end. And surprisingly, given how bad Monday went and how unwell I was feeling, Tuesday throughout the day I was feeling terrible, but when I got to the running it felt great and the session went really well, and I was like, okay, this withdrawal isn't going to last long, it's not going to impact my running, it went really well, this is amazing. Finished the session and felt completely off afterwards, but I was like, who cares, I got my run done. That to me was the most important thing. So I was really pleased with the way the Tuesday session went. I was feeling good mentally. Like, you know how it is with running, if you do a bad run it sticks in your head, and makes you feel worse, or it does for me anyway. So yeah, it was just a really positive, good run. Did 10k in total with warm up and cool down, and it was just good to feel like what running should feel like. So yeah, I was really pleased with Tuesday's session. Wednesday is normally a midweek longer run, but throughout Wednesday I just wasn't feeling too good. But I did still want to run, because it makes me feel better. It's part of my routine, and I wanted to. Wednesday was 27, 28 degrees when we went out for a run in the evening, so very, very warm. Did a 10k, again at easy pace, but and I was filled with confidence given how Tuesday had gone, but within 2k of starting, my mouth was dry, I was feeling unwell, and luckily I didn't walk. I say luckily, again, it's not important whether I walk or not, but managed to do the 10k, but literally got inside the house and collapsed, not in a bad way, but I like managed to lay down on the floor and could not get up. Like my body was radiating heat. I was feeling extremely sick, and lightheaded and horrible. The discomfort I was in was just, yeah, not right, because again, it was going an easy pace. It was, I know I keep on saying only, but it was only 10k. And yeah, I just, for a good 45 minutes, I couldn't move, get up. I was drinking loads of water, but it just, yeah, I felt horrible. And again, was disappointed. But yeah, it was a tough run for what should have been an easy run on Wednesday. And I can't even say if I'm glad to have got it done or not, because yeah, that was the worst that I felt. But like, I was trying to implement running into my overall life, because like, you have tough races, right? Or you're, 38k into the marathon and everything hurts, but it's going to be over and you'll be fine. And that's the approach I was trying to take. Coming off the medication, I knew withdrawal would be difficult, but I've done difficult things, so therefore it's fine. But then I realised the difference is, in a race, you can quit, which I suppose you can do when withdrawing from medication. You can go back on, and that's completely okay. But also, a bad race only lasts the duration of the race, which is a couple of hours, whereas withdrawals and effects from coming off medication can last weeks or months. So yeah, there isn't that comparison. But I was hoping the resilience that I'd sort of learned from running would translate into real life. Not quite sure how it went, but yeah, it's been tough, and it is tough.
Right. By the bandstand in Town Gardens. We're going to go left, and down the ramp. Bird.
Given how Wednesday went, I normally do an easy run on a Thursday, just 30 minutes and some strides, but I decided to skip it and take a rest day, which meant my next session was on Friday. And it was going to be a hill session. I both love and loathe hill sessions. They're so difficult, but you feel so accomplished after doing them. And yeah, Friday was 6 days into withdrawal, and I started the run. I did my warm-up, and I did the first 2 reps, which were 5% incline for 3 minutes at half marathon pace, and it was done. Like, I literally was about to throw up, but I hadn't eaten and up until that point, and I hadn't really eaten on Thursday. Just, total loss of appetite, which probably didn't help the running. But yeah, just again, that feeling of heat, the itchiness all over my body, and just, yeah, you get in your head after a bad session, like I said, and it was just a disappointment of not even being able to do a run. And I knew Saturday I was doing a long run, 20k, so I thought, let's just give it a miss. You've done something, like, you haven't done nothing. You're not feeling well. Listen to your body. This is going to be a difficult process. And so, yeah, disappointing, really difficult. I don't know how long withdrawals are supposed to last. I've got mixed messages, like, it's individual. And I don't know if it's worth it or not. Like, being on the medication, there was nothing wrong with that. So maybe I should just stick to being on it. Because feeling like this, yeah, and the impact it's having on my running. And I know it sounds so silly, because I was talking to one of my guides, Ben. It's not that deep running, is it? It's just what most people do to have fun and enjoy. But I have greater ambitions and greater goals, and this is an obstacle or something that's getting in the way of that. And what's more important to me. achieving those goals, which I know I can and I will, or coming off medication that really isn't having an impact on me. Like taking it every day isn't making my life worse. I'm feeling great mentally and was feeling great physically. So yeah, why come off it if there is no benefit of coming off it? And I can always come off it at a future date after I've achieved my goals. So that's something for me to think about. If anyone has any outside thoughts, please feel free to comment. So yeah, that was Friday and the thoughts I was having on Friday.
Yeah.
You're not looking around stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I put gels and drinks on the car, yeah.
So you haven't featured on the video yet. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Ben. I live in Oxfordshire. Been running with Yaya for, gosh,
a couple of years now.
Couple of years, yeah.
You're pretty much one of the original guides.
Yeah. And good to catch up with Yaya. We've got Abingdon in October.
Yeah. You're a very impressive runner yourself, though, aren't you?
Well, I've been running for 8 years. Enjoy marathons in Newport in April. And
you come in the top 100, 66, I think.
God, I can't remember now. Yeah, I think I was fairly top 100.
Yeah.
Got a PB 2:42, so yeah, happy with that. We have got a horse coming up.
Okay, left or right?
Come right.
Same horse we saw earlier. So I'm outside of Chelsea railway station. Saturday long run done, and it's just gone 9 o'clock. It's weird to think, having done a long run, still got the rest of the day to enjoy in the beautiful sunshine. It was nice coming out to see Ben, first time running together in a little while. And it was nice running a different route. It was running through country lanes, lots of horses, lots of horse poo, interesting smelling farms in this heat, and sheep and cows. So yeah, it was nice. It's been a tough week of running. Mileage has been stripped back. Yeah, I've really struggled this week, which I've talked about in some of my earlier running videos of this week. But yeah, hoping I'll be feeling better in the not too distant future, and that my running will bounce back. But I'm not worried, because the way I'm looking at it is the amount of miles that I'm doing in the week is still what wouldn't come until much later on in any running plan, so my base is still there. Yes, you know, it plays on your mind every time a run doesn't go quite well or it's a bad run, but yeah, it's good to not look at it in those black and white terms. That was passenger assistance, because I'm getting the train back, and they were just confirming where I was going. But yeah, it's good not to look at running in those black and white terms. I should just be thankful, and I am thankful that I've got movement, I can run, I can enjoy the nice weather, despite all the difficulties that I'm currently facing and feeling within my own body.
You still been heading to Park Run?
Yeah, went to one 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It just depends where it comes in training.
Yeah.